You wanted an updated toy frontline guide, so here you go. Hey guys, Nightfall here, and I'm here to give you an updated toy frontline guide on how to beat every single level on the medium difficulty, which I think is called Survivor or Survival. Initially, when this mode first came out, I started doing a tutorial on every single level, and each one had its own video on how to beat it solo on the hardest difficulty, which I never completed that series because every time I found a build that worked, something would get updated, a balance would come out, and that build would no longer be able to solo it on Nightmare. But recently, a lot of people have been coming into my stream asking me about Toy Frontline. I've seen a lot of comments about it. I've seen Reddit threads where people are struggling to complete it and are asking for help. Now, while I can't help you with Nightmare mode on solo, if you do want somebody to try to help you on Nightmare mode, feel free to come into my streams. I usually stream anywhere from 9:30 p.m. until whenever I get sick of streaming. I'd be more than happy to help out some people get some of these levels knocked down on the hardest difficulty if they want to. I've already completed them all myself. But if you're like me and just have no friends and you're looking for a chill time and you want to complete this on the medium difficulty solo, I have a build that's going to be able to basically work for almost every single level with very little change. So for starters, we're going to see the deck across the bottom here. You can see I've already activated the Crystal Bank a couple times. So that's the card you're going to want the highest level of. Make sure that your level of each of these cards is matching, though I think card number 4 until 0 are all just the same one level thing. But the first one is called Free Lunch plus plus. The second one is Crystal Bank plus plus. Those two are very important. You won't see me use Free Lunch really at all in this first level because, well, there's really no need for that or any of the turrets or upgrades. Now, I am using Broker, so I'll quickly throw up a screenshot here of my Broker tree that I have all of the abilities unlocked and which ones I have points put into so that you can copy that. Not that I really think that any of that matters, but just so that we have a complete picture of what we're working with here. You can go ahead and copy the rest of these cards. The only card that will end up getting really changed out after this is card number 3, where we have the Cold Roadblock, and the last card for No Survivors. You shouldn't really have much of an issue completing the first wave of the first level. You do see I activate the Crystal Bank every time I get it, but ultimately it's not really needed as long as you're using the Ghost Pepper. You can throw a couple cherry bombs down if you want to. And then at the end, you'll see me activate the No Survivors just to wipe out the rest of the enemies. This level is pretty straightforward, so I'll fast forward until we get to level 2. Again, same deck for level 2. We're going to use a lot of Crystal Bank. We won't really touch Free Lunch again until I think the next level. But the goal here is just to kill as many enemies as you can with your Ghost Pepper and or your My Way. And then once you have enough money, start buying some of the turret upgrades and place turrets alongside the walls here like I have. Again, this level's pretty straightforward and simple. I'll fast forward to level 3. Now they're in level 3. Again, it's pretty straightforward. You just want to defend where both things converge. So it'll be this back hallway down at the bottom, but you don't need to worry about that until wave number 2. I can't remember if we activate or even use the free lunch card, but I'll go ahead and explain it now because it does become pivotal for the rest of these matches. Basically, playing broker gives you the option to use this card. And what free lunch does is if you activate all four of them, don't quote me on this, I think it's like 33% or something like that. But as long as you're placing a turret or a card that's under 1500 points, I believe, you have like a 33% chance of placing it for free. However, you can then still sell it for the full amount that you would have normally spent on it. So in this case, we use that to spam place our turret in slot number 9 and then sell it almost immediately so that we get the 1000 for it. It's essentially a free money glitch, infinite money glitch, whatever you want to call it. Again, with that thought process in mind, it's pretty simple to finish this level. And I'll fast forward here to the next level using that same concept since there's two entrances, but only one core to protect. Your goal here is to just defend the hallway where they all converge. Use that newfound information for your infinite money glitch. Make sure you get all your upgrades here. And I'll go ahead and fast forward through all of this so that we can get to the next level. Now we're on stage 1, level 5, and again, this is going to follow the same concept. There's a couple different entrances that enemies come in from, but there's only one core to protect. So after you beat wave 1, where the enemies only come out of this one long hallway, you can resort to backing off to the hallway where they all converge and start placing your turrets, start using your crystal bank, use your free lunch card if you feel that you need it. I'll go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this level. There's not really a whole ton of setup. You just place down turrets in this hallway. And I'll meet you for the part where everybody seems to get stuck on, and that's soloing the 1/6 boss. So now we're on level 1-6. This is the final level in the first stage, and this one is going to take a little bit of setup and care. So to start out, you only get about 8,000 coins or shards or whatever you want to call them. So if you activate your crystal bank, you're only going to get a little over 10,000 shard points. This is enough to then activate 2 out of 4 of your free lunch cards, which you should do immediately, and then just start spam placing turrets. Now, with only 2 of these cards activated, it might take a little bit to get one that you could place down for free. So this is all you're going to do for the first couple minutes of the round. You're just going to spam place turrets until you have about 5,100 points. Then you can activate the next free lunch card. Whatever you do, don't activate the free lunch card if you only have 4,100 because it'll cost 4,000, and then you'll brick yourself and you'll only have 100 points left, which means you'll be forced to start the round to get more money. So you'll do this enough times, delete. So eventually you'll do this enough times to activate the 4th and final free lunch card. Make sure to activate your crystal bank whenever you get it, and then just keep spam placing turrets for the next 2.5 minutes or however long you have left. The best thing to do is, with about 45 seconds left, start throwing turrets down on the main walls and then line them up. You can go too high on both sides. Eventually we'll go a little bit higher than that to deal with the boss at some point. And then you'll just start activating whatever turret power-ups that you have available. You'll deal with this first wave rather quickly, and I'll fast forward through the wave so that we can get into the setup for wave number 2. All right, so at the start of wave 2, you're going to spam place and sell all of these turrets until you have a lot more money. And then I'll fast forward until this part where at about 45, 50-ish seconds, you'll come to the backside close to your core and you'll start placing turrets somewhat like this. It doesn't have to be this exact pattern, but you're going to want to place them on the walls, and always on the walls is the best option so that if you get those drill enemies, they don't come by and just break your turrets and then you get no money for them. So you'll place as many of these turrets as it will let you place alongside these walls. Then you'll start placing turrets on the bottom walls underneath to deal with any of the enemies that come up from underneath the bottom here. Once you get a couple turrets placed down here, we'll go ahead and activate some more of our extra abilities for our turrets. Your turrets should be able to handle most things. Your goal is to provide some suppressive fire, mostly towards the invisible enemies because they can end up slipping past your defenses and we don't want that. So I'll fast forward to the end of this wave here and rejoin you for the setup for wave number 3. So wave number 3, you're going to go ahead and start placing this turret down and sell it. You can see I accidentally hit the wrong button and start the round. You don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and place as many turrets and sell as many as you can so you get the most money. But it's totally fine if you end up doing this yourself and just want to copy exactly what I'm doing. That's fine. You can see I start placing more turrets along the bottom here, and essentially you're going to fill up this entire bottom room so that enemies will never be able to get out of here unless they're the invisible ones. But I'll fast forward until the end of this wave. And now that we're in wave 4, we're going to continue placing turrets here as you saw me do throughout the whole wave number 3. Then you'll see me go ahead and start spam placing the turret and selling it. I'll fast forward this and then fast forward through the entire wave so that we can get ready for wave number 5. So now that we've completed that wave, you'll see that I started placing these cold roadblocks at the top here to block off our core from anything that does end up getting by. What we'll end up doing is placing as many of these down to block off these staircases, and then we'll put a turret on the top of each one of them to add to our defenses because, well, we have the money. Now that we have turrets on top of all of those, you'll see I spend the last about minute of this wave setting up to just spam more turrets and sell them. During the next wave, you'll see me add some more roadblocks to the other side of the staircase, put some more turrets on there, but not really a whole lot happened. So I'll fast forward through this wave and join you for the setup for wave number 6. All right, so we're here at the setup of wave number 6. You're going to see me place and sell this turret a bunch of times to get even more money just to make sure that we have everything that we need for the final boss. Make sure to make any repairs that you need, as the last round you started putting those cold roadblocks at the top of the steps. Make sure that any of the drill guys that ended up breaking all of your stuff, just replace those roadblocks and turrets. And then we're going to go back down to what I call the main hallway, which is where the boss will spawn. And we're going to start putting the third row of turrets alongside the walls, and then even more turrets towards the end of that hallway as it turns left, right, or goes straight. And basically just once you have all of your upgrades ready to go, you're free to spam place as many turrets as you want to. We should have enough money by the end of this wave, even if you're able to hit 0 before this wave starts, to finish out the rest of the strategy here. So I'll fast forward until the setup for wave number 7 and show you the final piece that you're going to need to beat this boss on solo on the medium difficulty. All right, so wave 7 gives you about 2 minutes of prep time here, and we got a lot to do in 2 minutes, and we have 73,000 shard points. So what you're going to do is go to the main hallway, And you're going to place your cold roadblock about 2 spots back, just like I do here. And then you're going to line this entire hallway with these roadblocks all the way to the back. Make sure you fill in any gaps in the middle. Then you'll go through and place a turret on top of each and every single one of them. And then with whatever money you have left over, just go ahead and add some more roadblocks at the end. Sell some turrets if you need to. I would recommend you start this round with about 10,000 or close to it so that you have enough for the no survivors just in case anything gets through. But I'll go ahead and keep my app shut now that we have pretty much all the setup done and show you exactly what happens and how you should maneuver to beat the pinball. And just like that, you'll beat the pinball with no problem. Make sure to like the video, hype the video, share the video. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoy this updated tutorial, and I'll start posting the rest of the stages if there's enough demand for it. So hopefully I'll catch you guys in the stage 2 tutorial.